Hey everyone, it's Matthew, and well, I'm back with another video of Euro Truck Simulator 2. So today we're taking this quite massive TEP700132 from St. Petersburg in Russia to Verona in Italy, and I'm driving this Volvo FH Globetrotter XL again, the ohaha edition, which I haven't driven. I haven't driven in a while. Basically what I did was make it more customizable and things like that. And hopefully you can hear that audio okay. Hopefully the audio level's alright. I can't tell 100% perfect. I might just hopefully that's alright. Okay, maybe that is a bit too low. So hopefully just about okay. But anyway, so we're taking this load is 70 odd tons, so we can only go like maximum 40-50 mile an hour with it safely. And it's very, very slow off the line, and going up hills you gotta really rev it to get the power out of it. So I'm gonna start by making a few apologies and say what's happened to me this last week that I've been off. So the last video that obviously went out last Monday, I thought it was a complete screw up. I just did. Nothing seemed to really work in it well, and at the end of the day it just ended up with me going through the floor and the audio that was being completely fucked. So I wasn't too happy with it, so I thought, oh, why don't I try to do something else? So I bought, last Saturday I bought Project Cars about a week ago now, and thought the key was slightly bugged, but it was playable. And then gradually, when I was trying to record it on Wednesday, it just wasn't playing up to it. It just kept crashing and things like that, and I thought, oh, my game's got serious problems. Well, no. Turns out everybody's game with Project Cars has serious problems, because I went on the forum, and in the bugs list there's an entire page of bugs, top to bottom. There's an entire list of bugs in the page, and what's the word? It's an extensive list. I went to the one I was kind of happy. Turns out, even though the game has been in development since 2011, so about 4 or 5 years now, it's still got these problems where if you run, if only my chair would stop squeaking. When you run programs like AMD Raptor, which is the new one in the new software for AMD video cards, and overclocking software, and things like that, it doesn't really work with them very well. It basically just says, no, I don't want to work with this, so you have to close them, and then it usually works. There are people that have even worse problems than that, all caused by software and all kinds of things like that. So it still needs work, to say the least. I can see why they delayed the release in a way, but if it was to fix something else, well, it was more important and good, but that still needs the compatibility issues still need fixing. And I am going to do a bit longer video today. I think I'll try and do to the end of this journey, because at the end of the day, you lot deserve a better video for once, because all I do at the moment, due to lack of time, is just this constant Euro truck. Every Monday you see Euro truck, it comes out, I drive here to there, and it's just battling. I really would like to do something different. Problem is, I don't have a heck of a lot of time to do videos at the moment, or nowadays, since things have changed in life and I've got a lot more busy and there's a lot more limited time periods when I can do recordings, you know. So I might try and fit in another video at some point. Maybe there was always something I thought doing before where I wouldn't, you know, talk in a video. I would show you me doing a job or doing something in the video and have something playing in the background like this, which I thought was an alright idea. And I tried it, and the viewings weren't that much worse on those videos. In fact, on one of them, there was actually slightly better. So here, I might try and start doing that these days. One of these days. But I finally worked out what was causing the military and railway cargo packs to cause problems of not being able to turn at all. They were caused by them being the trucks. They changed in 117 and 118. They changed the way I don't know what it was they changed, but they changed something with the truck suspension and things like that. And you know, I really can't remember what they did, but they did something that basically made it so with the standard truck it was very hard to pull a very heavy load because it would just pull your front wheels off the ground. And what you had to do with a modded truck was somehow edit it and add in 2,500 pound weight on the front axle. And you know, the standard truck in the game is pretty bloody hard because you actually have to extract the SS truck file or something, I think. Yeah, and doing it with this truck, it actually seems alright with 70 tons. Yeah, I don't know what they changed, but you know, 118's now out. And I tell you, that new Mercedes, I've driven it about 10,000 miles so far, and it's really good. It really is. It's a very, very nice quality new truck, and it's nice to, even on the old trucks now, have the Mercedes logo because they feel more like real trucks now. But I'm still surprised it took that long for Mercedes to say yes to publishing, because if you think about it, at the end of the day, everyone else said yes, and at the end of the day, it's just free advertising, and they kept saying no and no and no to it, and it just took SES several hellish months of trying to get a license from them until finally they did say yes and said, yeah, go on then, you can do it. Well, why didn't they just say yes in the first place? And yet, when they're trying to say yes to them, people are making mods that give you the Mercedes logo anyway. And there was petitions on Facebook to get Mercedes in the game, petitions this, petitions that. It was just, everyone wanted the Mercedes logo, and yet Mercedes just wasn't complying with it. Or, so as you know, they didn't say yes for quite a long time, until they finally came round to the idea of it. Yeah, 413 miles to go. Yeah, well, I think at the end of the day, I do need to start putting notes down what I might want to talk about in a video, because otherwise I just talk about a couple of things and then I forget about what else I could talk about, what I was going to talk about. So I ought to just get a piece of paper and write down a couple of notes on what I might talk about and go from there. Yeah, so I had my car. Well, that's something I should talk about. What am I trying to say? That is something I could talk about, actually. Yeah, I had my cousin round last few days, from Wednesday night till Friday night, and we didn't do that much with him. Came here on Wednesday evening and did what I did. On Thursday, my dad took him out to the park for a bit. Yesterday, sadly, it was quite bad weather, so they just went out. They just went out in the afternoon for a few hours and did a couple of things. Well, Nick laid in the garden quite a bit as well this morning, kicked over next door quite a bit. Luckily, no one's actually living next door at the moment, as far as I know, because the person that lived there died a few months back. So they just go through the gap. They just go through the gap in the fence to get the ball. But yeah, you'll now notice there's the gears grind when you don't change gear properly in the game, which happens a lot now. When I try and change gear, it usually ends up not grinding properly. Yeah, 40-50 mile an hour is about as fast as you can go with a load like this. Otherwise it just isn't safe and the stopping distance is just way too long. Yeah, I've always considered wall mounting my monos. I mean, to be fair, I don't even know if I can actually wall mount them, but if I could, I probably would. I would try and put the. Because then, if I wall mounted my monitors, I would have a lot more space on my desk for things like the mouse and the keyboard and bits of paper and whatever, it would look less. It would look a lot less cluttered. To be fully honest with you. This will be my second monitor that I use. It's 21.5 inches big, and the main one I game on is 23. But there's only 1.5 inch one. The 21.5 is a lot wider, so it kind of gives a more widescreen effect. Whilst the 23 is a lot more. It's a lot more sort of thicker, not thicker, but you know, it's a lot. It's less widescreen and more. It's more sort of center screen than widescreen. God. 320 miles to go. 8 hours. You know, and I worked, and I know now that actually, I've known this for a bit of time, but if you what's the word? What's on? 1 hour in game's about 5 minutes real time, so. Yes, that's about 45 minutes, I think, or around that time-ish, depending on. Yeah, it's around 45 minutes that time. So it doesn't actually take 45 minutes usually to do 305 miles in this game, unless you're going on very slow country roads, and most of these are motorways, so it's not so bad actually. Oh, that's better. A much better position to be seen. You see is your back against the seat, and not half on the bottom of the chair and half on the back, because that just kills. It really does. But I'm going to talk about Project Cars a bit. So, you know, Project Cars is a really decent game actually, apart from the bugs. It's the graphics, even on like medium settings, are really good. On Ultra they look incredible, and at the end of the day, if you didn't have the bugs, the game would be perfect. Let's add a few more cars in the tractables, but there's a lot of cars to choose from. You can tune them however you want, and at the moment I've been practicing my career at Tier 4, I think it is, in Formula A cars or something like that. Manual Formula cars, and that's just quite fun.
Well, no, I'm trying to get to the point. Okay, so you had a bunch of people who understood their place in society was a class society, just like our society is a class society. It's just, hey, we're still in the same feudal system, but it's been simplified. So, what you're talking about is a bunch of people who had a king, and where the king didn't have a bunch of private associations, organizations, United Nations, and all these different syndicalist organizations, the Bar Association, all these different syndicalist organizations putting rules in the government, passing them, supporting all these corporations. You didn't have a Walmart in every corner. And yes, absolutely, these people, according to Plato's five regimes, the true aristocracy, the true perfect aristocracy was where everybody had a specific class, and depending on how many buckles you whatever it was, wheat or whatever, and you contributed your wheat to the quote unquote kingdom, and it was distributed, and everything was basically in a state of what he referred to as perfect aristocracy. And then from there, of course, it goes down and down and down. It's what we have today, which is democracy, which is the absolute worst place you could be, because the only place you can go to democracy is basically tyranny, according to Plato. So what I'm trying to say is what you're describing was a time when there was a king, and the king was a true aristocratic notion, and he left the people alone. The people were happy to be under that king. They gave their bushels, and they grew their place in society. The problem is that we, especially in America, I don't speak for you guys, but we in America, we have no idea, which is why I was opening up a verse with you in the commercial world. We have no idea of our place in society, because the entire system was changed over into a purely commercial system where you have now classes. You have the commercial class, which are citizens of the United States, and then you have the people, which are the landholders, just like in that aristocratic type of situation where you have everybody's
Some reason for a second there my OBS was skipping 2 seconds and now it's back to normal. That's odd. Oh, I need 200 miles to go, and I'm probably gonna skip parking with this thing because it is massive. It really is. See, driving around this corners at 70 miles an hour is not the best idea. I thought it's really hard to control. Hey, so do I. I hate commercials as well. Only 160 miles to go. This video is finally going to be around half an hour, 40 minutes long, you know. First video I've done for a while, apart from that back to Scotland video that was, no, stop. See, the stopping distance is absolutely terrible. You just end up doing that if you're not careful. But, yeah, it's really bad, the stopping distance, if you're not. I cannot reverse. That's the thing. I can only go forwards and try and avoid what I've caused. You know. Yeah, now we have 12% damage and 6% damage on the truck, which is just terrible. Oh, let's stop that playing, that radio thing. Yeah, brakes. Well, not brakes are terrible, but trying to stop with something of this weight is just impossible unless you start braking like 5 miles before or something like that. It just doesn't work because the physical weight of it, the momentum just keeps you going. Only 82 miles to go. Well, that was a fail landing. Oh, reasonable, which isn't terrible. Reasonable isn't terrible. We lost 45 grand. So, yeah, but we lost because of, I'm guessing it must have been a more sensitive blow to damage, because we wouldn't usually get 45 grand taken off 13% damage. Oh well. I'm gonna stop here, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't a screw up like last week's video, but thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.